is a presentation of WGN Sports.
From beautiful Wrigley Field on a Tuesday night here in Chicago, we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Cubs host the Colorado Rockies in Game 2 of a 4-game set. And we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. And normally, that is our perch for Cubs baseball. But we're not in the booth tonight. We are out in the Budweiser patio out here in right field, and this is always a fun spot for us as we get you set for the Rockies and the Cubs. Alongside Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs a 4-1 winner yesterday, and JD, after the trade of Samardzija and Hamill to Oakland, some question marks in the rotation, but the last 2 starts really good by the new guys.
Yeah, it's funny because the theme has been they need to get innings, and we expect to get innings, hope to get innings from the veterans, but it's been the new guys who have really stepped up the last couple of days. Kyle Hendricks in his start against the Cardinals was outstanding. Great changeup, good backdoor cutter there at command of all his pitches. Unfortunately, the Cubs didn't score. He was a 1-0 loser last night. Pretty good pitching matchup here in this ball game. Tyoshi Wada got his first big league win. He was really, really good against this Rocky offense. The Cubs scored late against the Rockies bullpen, and we now look at the numbers. Tyoshi Wada with his first major league win, 7 innings, 1 run walk, just 1, punched out 6, and Hendricks in his start, 1 earned run, didn't walk anybody in his start against St. Louis.
And that leads us into tonight's pitching matchup. You have Jorge De La Rosa, very underrated guy for the Rockies. He's been really good lately. Edwin Jackson has not been.
Yeah, De La Rosa, an 11-game winner this year. He's been really good against the Cubs in his career. And we look at the numbers lately. De La Rosa 4-0 in his last 5 starts with a 2.59. It's just been a miserable run for Edwin. 0-3 in those last 5 starts for him with an ERA of 7.62.
So starting last night, 7 games in the next 11 days between these two teams. The Cubs a winner last night, 4-1. We'll have Game 2 from the bleachers next.
Got the fastest growing city in America sitting on the biggest secret in history.
You're building an atomic bomb.
There are dark corners in this war, Frank.
You're a self-righteous man on his professional deathbed.
Charlie Ivan, report to me. Oh, this is our life.
If it works, we won't just end this war. We'll end all war.
Manhattan, all new, Sunday at 10, 9 Central on WGN America.
Well, my friends, the time has come to raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on, play on, play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself in wild romance. We're going to party, Karamu, Fiesta, forever. Bud Light Lime Ritas, Fiesta, forever.
So we're all set?
Yep, with Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm.
What's Grandpa doing?
Hi.
Shh, Grandpa, you don't want to be an intern forever. Sorry, Dad. We have to get back to work. We have a deadline. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
You know, I'd love to party with you boys.
Courageous, but insane. How hard can it be to kill 10 men? These guys are nuts. The Expendables 3, rated PG-13.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO. La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader.
Let's get the Rockies lineup written out by manager Walt Weiss. Rockies with the worst road record in all of baseball. And they're just 5-15 against the National League Central. Blackmon, Dickerson, Arenado at the top. Charlie Blackmon, an all-star. Carlos Gonzalez is going to clean up tonight. Justin Morneau just off the DL. Willeen Rosario, the catcher. Charlie Culverson is in tonight at short once again. DJ LeMahieu, the former Cub, and the pitcher Jorge De La Rosa.
See who's playing where for the Cubs this evening. Outfield alignment of Ruggiano, Lake, Shearholtz, left, center, right. Emilio Bonifacio makes the second consecutive start at third base. Castro's got a nice run going, 35 consecutive errorless ball games for him. That's a career best. Alcantara, Rizzo cover the right side. Castillo's behind the plate. Edwin Jackson on the mound for the 22nd time this year, looking for win number 6. And he's got an ERA of 5.76 in his career against the Rockies. Things have not gone well. 1-3 with an ERA of 12.66 in 8 starts.
Need some innings out of him. Got some bullpen guys who are likely not available tonight. So Charlie Blackmon will lead things off. 1 for 3 with a sac bunt and a run last night. He takes a big hack at the first pitch from Jackson for a strike.
Went up there looking for a first pitch fastball, got it, but wasn't able to make contact. Not a bad strategy against Edwin when you look at the numbers. Hitters batting .460 against Edwin when they put the 0-0 pitch in play. Sometimes we harp about first pitch strikes, but they can be overrated. It's quality strikes you're looking for.
No complaints about the weather. 75 degrees and the wind not doing a whole lot. A slim chance of a scattered shower, but hopefully the weather gods will look down on us favorably tonight.
Slim enough that we're willing to come out here and plug in all these monitors and computers.
That's fouled off. Yeah, not bad. This is a really good spot. We are probably, what, 30 feet from Nate Shearholtz, playing right field tonight. Here comes the 1-2. It's a fastball at 94, but a little high.
If we're lucky, maybe we'll get a home run ball. See what Charlie Blackmon has done against left and right-handed pitching. Pretty stout numbers. 314. He was an all-star. 10 home runs against righties. Edwin breaking everything out here early. Showed a real nice curveball. There's the changeup to Blackmon. Left-handed hitters have really been a problem for Edwin this year. They're hitting .332 against him.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 1-3 with a 12.66 ERA for Jackson in his career against the Rockies.
Yeah, that's the highest ERA of any pitcher against the Rockies with a reasonable number of outings. He's been around a long time, so it's not like it's this group of hitters that have inflicted that damage. That whip way above league average in a negative way. League average right around 1.27. Same for the OPS. He's getting fewer ground balls this year than last. As a matter of fact, the line drive rate against Edwin is the highest in the National League. So just too much hard contact against Edwin this year.
Meantime, De La Rosa, when he takes the ball tonight, he'll be Making his 6th career start, 10th career appearance, trying to improve to 5-0 against the Cubs. So you look at some of the trends lately and what has happened in their respective careers, and you certainly give De La Rosa on paper the advantage, but that's not how this game always works.
No, Edwin pitched well against them last year in his one start up in Colorado. And Charlie Blackmon doing a nice job here at the top of the batting order, seeing a lot of pitches, taking a little bit of a bite out of Edwin here. Even if he makes an out, Walt Weiss will appreciate the at-bat he's put in here.
So long opening at bat continues inside on a fastball that had a little cutting action, and it's full 3-2.
Well, there you see the spray chart. I mean, he's all over, in, out, up, down, as he tries to finish off Charlie Blackmon here.
Bunch of roster moves for the Rockies today. We'll get into those a little later. Payoff pitch is hit in the air out into shallow center. Junior Lake coming on will make the catch. It's the first out. Cubs baseball in high definition, coast to coast on WGN, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And this afternoon, the Cubs and WGN thank the Chicago Fire Department, Engine 78 right across the street on Waveland, for all they do to keep us safe. We served lunch. You made lunch.
Yeah,
all the guys there, and we had a great time.
My secret hot dog recipe.
I want to thank Vienna Beef and Weber Grill for their donation. Weber Grill donated a new gas-powered grill, and Vienna Beef donated the Wrigley Field Smokies. We had staff members from the station and the ball club on hand. Wrigleyville Fire Station 78 celebrating its 100th birthday next year, and Captain John Giordano threw out a ceremonial first pitch tonight.
Yeah, and I want to go on the record as saying that the captain threw a strike.
Of course he did.
Because he was a little concerned that if he bounced it or airmailed it, that the boys back at the station would give him a lot of grief.
This was Corey Dickerson playing left for the Rockies tonight. Good look from right behind home plate. Cut and a miss. So the Rockies are banged up. We talked about it last night. Troy Tulowitzki, big-time MVP candidate, is out with a hip injury. Michael Kadire, who won the batting title last year, has a fractured left shoulder. Justin Morneau had a terrific first half. Will make his second half debut tonight. Coming off the DL, and there's a base hit. Sherholtz will gather it. One out single for Dickerson. We'll bring up Nolan Arenado, the Gold Glove third baseman. Won it as a rookie last year. And he showed off that Gold Glove last night, didn't he?
Boy, he made two really nice plays. One in particular to the backhand side that was just a sparkling defensive play. Time now for the speed replay, brought to you by Xfinity, and we'll take a look at that play by Nolan Arenado last night. Short hop on the backhand side, throws off balance from a knee. They do it much better than that. Xfinity is your home for the most live sports.
In terms of the National League here the last couple of decades, Scott Rowland's the guy you think about. But this kid may win a multitude of Gold Gloves when it's all said and done. Lake goes back on this deep drive, and it's going to rest right at the base of the wall. Dickerson around third. Here comes the relay throw, and it's way offline, and probably would have been late anyway. Arenado with an RBI double, and the Rockies strike first.
Well, that's been a theme this year for Edwin too. a lot of early runs allowed by Jackson. Fastball down, but over the middle of the plate. Arenado with power drives out one to the wall, and you see Dickerson racing around third to score the game's first run. Try to limit the damage. Don't give up the big crooked number early.
Obviously, a lot of people, have watched Edwin here for a year and a half in a Cubs uniform, and it's been frustrating to see him continue to struggle. He's in the rotation, and there have been no discussions about taking him out of the rotation as Gonzalez swings and misses on a curveball. The Cubs had to replace Samardzija and Hamill already, so that has tested the organization's depth. And at this point, with the record, you need someone to eat up some innings here, and you're invested in Edwin moving forward. So hopefully these final 2 months, JD, he can just figure it out. Just has not yet put together a good month-long stretch. He had 3 good starts in a row in May. Yeah, and that's really been it this year.
Well, and he's under contract for 2 years after this one, so a couple reasons to keep him in the rotation. One, because it may not be a viable alternative right now, and you're trying to build value too. You're trying to, one, see if you can get this guy to turn around where he can become an impactful part of your rotation going forward, or 2, pitch well enough where somebody else will be willing to take him as a change of scenery guy and say, look, this guy still has good stuff. Things did not work out well for him in Chicago. Maybe if he takes that good stuff somewhere else, he'll be able to pitch at a higher level. None of that can happen if you just take him out of the rotation, bury him down in the bullpen, and make him a long man. Now, in the winter, if you want to reassess and say, gee, I wonder if Edwin could bring us some value as a 7th inning guy, maybe you would look at that.
But those discussions have not been had at this point. By the way, Gonzalez 7 for 9 against him in his career, and started him off with 2 of the first 3 pitches curveballs, so maybe giving him a different wrinkle here in this at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 9 at bats against a pitcher, usually not enough to get a real sense of, it's kind of a small sample to get a feel for that particular matchup, but when it's 7 out of 9, it does get your attention.
Now, the other thing I would add about, what do you do other than leave him in the rotation and let him pitch every 5th day? If they had a reason to believe that moving him into the bullpen or having him skip a start or 2 to work on something mechanically, that would be the only reason you'd do it. But I have heard of no discussions of even that at this point. Bounced foul. Arenado at second. He doubled home Dickerson for the first run. And a very comfortable night. Temps in the mid-70s. Very slight breeze off the lake. Still 3-2. And he walked him. Well, he had him down early. Could not finish him off. That's right above our broadcast position tonight, the Budweiser patio. JD's waving. You can't see him. Well, they can.
Somebody yelled wave. Follow directions.
You know what? They were telling them to wave and you heard them. So it worked. This is a great spot. Now Justin Morneau Activated today at a neck strain. First game since July 13th, which happened to be the final day of the first half. He was not an all-star, but he was treated like one back in Minnesota as the former Twin participated in the home run derby. Late going after it, and it's going to be off the wall. Arenado is in. Gonzalez is going to score, and it's 3-0. Morneau all the way to third.
Morneau picks right up where he left off prior to going on the disabled list. Extra base power for sure. This little backdoor slider, not a bad pitch, but a good swing of the bat. Morneau really stays long through the strike zone. A little misplay out there in the outfield. I don't think it really impacted the scoring on the play, but I think Morneau getting to third base, that should be an error that allowed him to move along.
Two-run double and an error on Ruggiano as it has started to rain. Talking about what a great night it was. And it
nice
still
over there.
is,
It's only raining right here. This is the only place in the ballpark that it's raining right here. Well, here and on the mound, because things aren't working out real well for Edwin.
It looks like there's one big cloud over the ballpark, and everywhere around us, blue skies. Beat it, cloud.
They're down 3 already against a good starting pitcher. The Cubs forced to pull the infield in.
Swing and a miss on a fastball by Rosario. It's interesting. We just explained what kind of where Edwin stands and what we think is going to happen moving forward. We get pushback on Twitter. We're telling you what is going to happen. He's struggling. He'll be the first to tell you he has not been good. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether or not he stays in the rotation. And for now, unless something very strange happens, he's going to take the ball again in 5 days in Los Angeles. The 2-2, and he got him on a slider, and that's the second out. Bring up Culberson, the shortstop, 7th batter of the inning.
The noise you just heard was me putting my jacket on over my microphone, just in case people are wondering, what the heck's that noise? It's raining out here. We're like mailmen braving the elements.
There aren't a lot of droplets, but they're rather large.
They're large. Yeah, there are some big.
That would be the best way to describe it.
Check your scorecard. Take care of your gear.
Everything's covered. 1-0 pitch.
Ooh,
this swings over the top of a slider. Here, JD. I have an umbrella.
You got an umbrella.
There you go. It's really kind of an individual thing.
Looks like it was made out of Wonder Bread wrappers.
Here, you can have it.
No,
take it.
No.
Take it. It's not going to fit for both of us.
All right. I got a hat here.
Our heads are too big.
I got a hat, and I got my little jacket. I'm good, and it's letting up.
Josh Rutledge dealing with an illness, an upper respiratory infection. So scratched last night and not in their lineup tonight. We mentioned Tulowitzki is on the disabled list. So Culberson getting a start at short.
Yeah, Tulo made quite a stir. He went to New York to watch Derek Jeter play, and there's been a lot of talk about Tulo and his desire to be traded to the Yankees to become the heir apparent to Derek Jeter. He's always admired, revered. Jeter, he wears number 2 because of that. So when he showed up at that ball game, he's back east getting treatment. When he showed up at that ballpark, it created quite a stir. That ballpark being Yankee Stadium.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. Rockies get 3 as the Cubs are coming up.
This is the summer. The summer of this. The summer that summers from here on will be compared to. Where memories will be forged into the sand and then hung on a wall for years to come. Get out there with over 50,000 hotels at $150 or less. Expedia. Find yours.
You know what I love, America? Fine barbecue, good times, and zero heartburn. And that's why I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC. The #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years.
You can't beat zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
It's 7 a.m. and Steve is already thinking about tomorrow, which is why he's investing in his heart health by eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Mom make you eat that?
I happen to like raisins.
Invest in your heart health.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
With Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Hi.
You got dinner already?
Yeah, I swung by Little Caesars. You don't have to call ahead or wait.
Get a deep dish for $8 or a large pepperoni for $5 at Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza. Now let's take a look at the Cubs lineup, brought to you by Mazda in the 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Emilio Bonifacio has been playing third here the last couple of days against left-handed starters. Alcantara is at second. Rizzo and Castro, the All-Stars, 3 and 4. Ruggiano, Castillo, Lake. Nate Sturholtz bats 8th, and the pitcher Jackson 9th.
Rockies defensively. Corey Dickerson left. Charlie Blackmon center. Carlos Gonzalez is the right fielder. He's a good one. Nolan Arenado, we talked about him already. Spectacular down there at third. Charlie Culberson also made a stellar play at short last night. LeMahieu and Morneau on the right side of the infield. Rosario behind the plate. He's a really good hitter, but he struggles defensively. Leads the league in pass balls. The Rockies staff leads the National League in wild pitches. And he's a little below average, too, in terms of throwing out base runners. But De La Rosa is a good one. 11-6 with a 4.19 ERA. Really good of late. Good against the Cubs in his career. He's a ground ball type pitcher. Good heater. Can reach the mid-90s. Slider, cutter, splitter.
Here's De La Rosa against the switch hitting Bonifacio. Hitting .357 since coming back from the DL a week ago. Rain has stopped, hopefully for good. Yes, JD has a cold.
Yeah, I should apologize for my voice. Yeah, it's probably a little annoying to listen to.
Just want to make sure you're feeling all right, buddy.
Thanks. Tell the tweets I said thank you.
I think you just did. Fastball strike. De La Rosa due to become a free agent after the season. Got the trade deadline here in a couple of days. See what the Rockies are interested in doing. Is in the left. And you see Dickerson was way off the line as Bonifacio's coming around second. He's going to put on the brakes there after a leadoff double.
Well, the Cubs looking to respond to that 3 spot the Rockies threw up in the first. A good start is Bonifacio, who's been really good from the right side of the plate. It's that fastball, a little cutter moving in on him, and lines it beyond the reach of Arenado for a leadoff double. Push, 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 and then drop anchor.
Now the rookie Alcantara, 16 hits in his first 15 career games. This might be a first for us, JD. We've been out here a few times. We are playing right, or we're broadcasting right behind a Gold Glover. Carlos Gonzalez, who's won 3 the last 2 years as a left fielder. He's out there. Just can't see him yet. There he is. He made a really nice catch last night. Slide step in the 0-2. Base hit to left. Bonifacio stops at third. So the Cubs threatening here. They're at the corners with nobody out.
This beats this ball on the ground, but they're playing for 2, so he's got a lot of room. Well, they weren't playing for 2, but they were shading up the middle. Can't play for 2 with a man on second. You lose your perspective when you're out here in right field. Let's go a little deeper on De La Rosa so I don't have to continue to travel down that path. .128 his whip. OPS is good. And that ground ball rate, as I mentioned, one of the highest in the National League. Doesn't strike out a ton of guys. And he's kind of weird. He's tamed the beast that is Coors Field. He's been a lot better at home than on the road.
Boy, has he ever. High for a ball on Anthony Rizzo. He is 41-14 at Coors Field.
Yeah, so, you know, even though there has been interest in De La Rosa with the trade deadline approaching, I think the Rockies are planning on hanging on to him. I guess it would be understandable if the right offer came along.
Base hit right field. Cubs on the board, and Alcantara will make the turn. 3 straight hits to start the bottom of the first. Might be that kind of night. It's now 3-1.
This ball down and away from Rizzo, but he just kind of smooths it through the hole on the right side. Easy for Alcantara to scamper on over to third base. Yeah, check that out. So many pitchers have blown up at Coors Field, but De La Rosa has been really good there. You figure he'd be much better on the road if you could pitch that well in that environment. Surprising that he'd have a 5-something ERA anywhere but. Yeah, a little pushback. Fastball with some cutting action up and in after 3 consecutive hits. De La Rosa trying to send a message that he's here to compete.
.1-0 pitch off the plate. A little inside that time as well. 3 for the Rockies. The Cubs coming right back. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the inning. That's a strike. Looked like a changeup.
Yeah, he throws kind of a split finger. His changeup is a split finger pitch, but sometimes he'll get on the side of it and it'll actually have slider movement. I think that's what that was. Samardzija used to do that from time to time.
It's Justin Ruggiano on deck. Double, single, single to start the inning. Along the right field line, out of play.
De La Rosa, fairly slow worker, very deliberate.
.33 years old, 6'1", 215, from Monterrey, Mexico. Signed with Arizona back in 1998.
Castro 1 out of 3 last night, had a double and a walk. Has been in a bit of a funk of late, especially in terms of the kind of power numbers, not really driving the ball.
This will be the first out. Foul territory, and it's Morneau to make the catch. JD, thanks to the Cubs, they just dropped off 15 umbrellas.
Oh,
so we're
okay.
set.
Good.
Here are 7 of them.
All right. Well, might be time to sell some of these babies. You know, I invented the twirl.
And the other good thing is we can do, the hook off stage.
Yeah.
No any bad jokes tonight.
I've already done that.
Wow. Comes with the territory on our broadcast. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Ruggiano up to 296 on the year. Has hit over 380 over his last 24 games. The pitch. Inside on a cutter. Did you do the De La Rosa win note already?
I don't know.
Last 2 years.
Oh, no, I did not.
7 wins, tied for the 3rd most in the National League. Only Adam Wainwright and Clayton Kershaw have more wins among National League pitchers.
It's for a Rockies team that has not done a lot of winning the last couple of years.
Yeah, who would have known that? 27-12. Zach Greinke also with 27 wins. Wainwright beat the Cubs here on Sunday. The Cubs will miss Clayton Kershaw. He's going to pitch Thursday night against Atlanta. One, two, and Ruggiano fouled that one off himself. We'd love for you to tweet us your Cubs selfies at hashtag WGN Cubs.
De La Rosa, 16-game winner last year, 16-6 with a 349. Made 30 starts to 167 innings. So they don't really push them. They don't push their starters. They're very cautious. Remember a couple of years ago they tried that experiment where they weren't letting their starters go beyond 75 pitches.
Yeah, they went with 4 guys, 75 pitches. And they had guys to back them up.
Yeah, and that, you know,
a short starter.
Yeah, they took a lot of heat because of it, but it's I can understand. There's kind of been this constant search out there in Colorado as to how to figure out to handle pitching at altitude in that ballpark.
Second year on the job for Walt Weiss. 2 weeks after last year, got a 3-year extension. He took the job originally on a 1-year contract. Swing and a miss. As Rizzo steals second, De La Rosa with a changeup with a big out, number 2. As he tries to limit the damage here, that's his first strikeout tonight.
We talk so much about situational hitting. How about some situational pitching? First and third, nobody out. He gets an infield pop-up and then a punch out. So Castro and Ruggiano failed to deliver. That puts a lot of pressure on Wellington Castile. Boy, you'd love to get out of this inning if you're the Cubs with more than one.
The pitch to Castillo is inside. First start of the series. It was John Baker last night. All lefties in the Rockies' current rotation.
Well, the Cubs have been a lot better against left-handed pitching this year than right-handed pitching.
Hitters count here. 2 in scoring position. And a borderline pitch he did not get from tonight's home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. You know why? Because he didn't like it.
Because he didn't like it. Well, let's take a look at our pitch tracks. Fastball cutting across the top of the zone. Could have been, but didn't have to be.
It's Lake on deck.
Green light him. Got a base open, so there's no guarantee you're going to get that same pitch on 3-1. I'd like to see hitters swing there 3-0, especially you got a guy on deck in Junior Lake who's really scuffling. Castillo's been swinging the bat pretty well lately.
That will be caught. A diving grab by Charlie Blackmon. That would have scored 2 runs. But Blackmon with a diving catch to end the inning. So the Cubs settle for 1. After an inning, it's the Rockies 3 and the Cubs 1.
Most people see growing their own vegetables as hard work. But Barney would dig to China for Maddie. For a love this strong, there's new Iams Naturals. With meat as the first ingredient, no corn or chicken byproduct meal, and grain-free. And it costs up to 25% less than the leading natural brand to help keep his body as strong as a love that can move mountains. Keep love strong with Iams Naturals. Grain-free for up to 25% less. Love the Iams difference or your money back.
America loves a fish fry. And in the Corktown part of Detroit, there's a place called Nancy Whiskey's that's famous for one. Nothing fancy, just a tasty good time. But you don't have to go to Nancy's for fish that taste that special. Just come on over to Long John Silver's. Rediscover the taste you love. Long John Silver's, we're America's fish fry.
This is important news for men who have taken Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra and then suffered from the skin cancer melanoma. According to a new study, the use of Viagra and other ED drugs may increase the risk of men developing a serious form of skin cancer known as melanoma. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
It's 7 a.m. and Steve is already thinking about tomorrow, which is why he's investing in his heart health by eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Mom make you eat that?
I happen to like raisins.
Invest in your heart health.
That's what I'm talking about.
With Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Make weeknights a hit. America's funniest home videos, weeknights at 6.
Cub fans, don't forget to check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. The blog is sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent. Serving the area for 36 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Greg Maddux at the Hall of Fame, game notes, and more.
Well, after that rough first inning, Edwin Jackson looking to get things pointed in the right direction at the bottom of the order. LeMahieu, though, better than most 8-hole hitters.
Breaking ball fouled off by DJ LeMahieu, the former Cub. DJ might not admit it, but I'm sure there's a lot of extra motivation against your former team, and he has done damage. 424 in 9 games against the Cubs. In the air out into short right. That's Nate Scherholtz to haul it in. We'll bring up De La Rosa. So the Rockies controversy this week. So Troy Tulowitzki needs to go to Philadelphia to get some sort of procedure where they do little pin pricks to get some bleeding going.
Dry needling.
Dry needling in the hip. That's supposed to promote healing. So he was scheduled to do that Monday, but I guess his mother was in New York. And he saw that the Yankees were in New York, and he wanted to see Derek Jeter play in person one last time. Well, the tabloids in New York ran with that. Brett Anderson, who will pitch tomorrow night, Tulowitzki's teammate, tweeted the following: if Derek Jeter said jump, I apparently know someone that would jump really high. And that was taken by a lot of people to mean he was upset about it. He said no. That's my sarcastic sense of humor.
It's clubhouse humor. You're busting another teammate's chops.
The Rockies have said publicly that they had no problem with Tulowitzki doing that. Is it odd for a guy in the DL to go watch another ball game? I don't know if I've heard of it, but is it a big deal?
No. No, I mean, other than the fact that there has been all this talk about Tulowitzki maybe being traded to New York or hoping to be traded to New York at some point because of all the losing that's going on in Denver. So, you know, I guess if you're too low, you probably had to think.
You're feeding the beast a little?
Yeah. But, you know, no biggie.
And he wears number 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
For Jeter.
Yeah.
Two, swing and a miss. And the pitch right down the middle. The 70s celebration continues through the end of this homestand. Tickets are still available for the final 2 games with the Rockies. 7:05 tomorrow, 1:20 getaway on Thursday. For seats, it's Cubs.com.
The Rays had recently had an off day in St. Louis, and some of their guys went to the game. I think they sat out in the outfield. I think David Price was among them.
Pitch to Blackman.
I did it once in St. Louis when I was playing. We had a night game, and I was pitching the day game the next day. So I was going to walk back to the hotel to get a good night's sleep. But before I did that, I went outside and I bought a ticket, went back in, sat out in the outfield and left field, had a beer and watched a couple innings. It was great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned the perspective out here. By the time we get our bearings, the game will probably be over, but it is nice to get a different view than we're used to seeing. You went and sat on the other side in the actual bleachers just to say you did it. Well, if the score remains the same, do not forget the catch Blackman made to end the bottom of the first. That would have tied it as he robbed Castillo. Yanked into the right field corner, foul, just foul. I got a good look at it. It was foul.
A bid for extra bases. About a foot foul and handled there by the ball boy. So much about pitching is finishing. You know, it's all, this game's all about threes. 3 strikes, 3 outs. And at times this year, this is what's plagued Edwin. You know, the inability to put hitters away and finish off innings. Popped him up first time. Shallow fly ball to center on a good changeup.
Full count. It's Dickerson on deck.
And Blackman saw a ton of pitches in his first at bat.
Here it is. 0 for ball 4.
Appeared to have checked. Blackman a threat to run. Base Steelers have a high success rate this year with Edwin Jackson on the mound. He has, however, picked off 4. Blackman 19 out of 24, just under 80%. League average around 73%.
Misses. Nope, it's in there. Bottom of the zone. Dickerson did not think so.
I'm not sure Phil Cuzzy thought so initially. It looked like it took a while for him to come around to deciding that this was a strike. It's one of those rules of officiating, though. Don't be in a hurry.
Get it right. Blackman goes. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. Chronicled last night the Rockies offense. They score a lot more runs at home than they do on the road. They're on pace right now to be the 3rd team in history to lead the majors in batting average and finish last in ERA. The 1929 Phillies, the 2008 Texas Rangers.
I'm a little surprised they haven't done it already.
I agree.
Because that's kind of the storyline with them every year. Whoop. That was a changeup, I believe. One of those ones where somewhere at the top of his delivery said, whatever you do, don't hang it. And he just spiked it. Look at that, it bounced. If this was cricket, that's a good pitch. Right in the middle of the strike zone on the bounce.
Hey, the Reds have scored 2 runs.
Wow.
And lead the Diamondbacks 2-0. They're in the 4th inning.
17 runs in their previous 10 ball games. Really came limping out here in the second half.
They just put Jay Bruce on the bereavement list. Right field corner. Sherholtz will pick it up. Blackman to third, and he's going to be stopped there by Stu Cole, their third base coach. 2-out rally here. Dickerson with a double. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. The inability to finish off innings. 2 out, nobody on. Walk to Blackman, who had a nice tough at bat. Got the jump on Dickerson. Couldn't finish him off, but again, not a bad pitch. Dickerson went down and got a breaking ball down below the knees. Sherholtz has to cut this one off before it gets to the corner. If not, that run's going to score.
Jackson will now go back to the windup with runners at second and third, and a fastball is inside on Arenado. He doubled home a run in the first. Well, I'll bring up another one. Do you think Edwin throws inside enough? Because with his stuff, JD, it looks like guys seem more comfortable than maybe they should be against someone with
there are times where it looks like he may lack conviction when he's trying to go in, especially on right-handed hitters. I think it's kind of ironic. I think on lefties he's more comfortable driving that ball in on them, which normally is a tougher pitch to execute.
It was a sinker, bounced foul over the Cubs dugout. Cubs made a procedural roster move today. Neil Ramirez, who had been sent down to AAA Iowa, has been placed on the Major League DL with triceps soreness. Doesn't sound like it's anything serious. And officially now in the DL.
Big pitch here. He's got the jump on Arenado. 2 men in scoring position.
A long second inning for Jackson. Here's the pitch. Inside. Sinker. Another full count. 3-2. Cargo on deck. Here it comes. Ground ball to short. Castro will throw to first, and the inning Comes to an end. The Rockies do not score. Strand 2. It's 3-1.
Why in God's name would we stay here?
What I'm about to tell you is highly classified. In 1943, their secret changed the world.
Our work is so classified, the vice president doesn't know we exist.
Now, don't miss your chance to see the premiere of the show that has critics craving more.
You're building an atomic bomb.
The premiere encore of Manhattan, tomorrow at 10 East, and an all-new episode this Sunday on WGN America.
Duralast is tough. It can take the cold and the heat. Trust me, this battery can beat a pure battery. Duralast, proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
Sorry, folks. Still waiting on that mechanic.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
All right, amigo. Punch it.
How do action heroes walk away from movie explosions and never look back? Lobster, that's how.
At Golden Corral, add a North Atlantic lobster tail for just $4.99. Just $4.99 only at Golden Corral.
All we got out there is our word. We lose that, we got nothing.
Cubs Baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Magic beer.
Yes, they fill the beer from the bottom. It's good stuff. Edwin Jackson has made 64 pitches through 2 innings. Trailing 3-1 as De La Rosa gave up 3 straight hits in his first inning. Will go back to work. Facing Lake, Scherholtz, and Jackson. Curveball at the top of the zone.
Doesn't throw many of those. This little flip, sloppy curve that he'll use 0-0 to get the jump on a hitter. A lot of pitchers, that's their game plan against Junior. Just spin the ball. That's a good changeup. Rosa did a real nice job minimizing the damage in the first. With a little help from a very nice play by Charlie Blackmon in center.
Fouled off.
Rockies been flashing the leather here the first 2 games of this series. Always important to have fast outfielders, more so for the Rockies because there's so much area to cover out there at Coors Field. They had to build a bigger ballpark to accommodate the lighter air.
Ground ball through the hole on the left side. Junior came in 3 for his last 47. Looked down and got the curve. That'll bring up Scherholtz batting 8th tonight against the lefty. Hey, JD, great to see Roger Freeman from Mount Pleasant, Iowa, in with his family tonight. Big Cub fan. Watches us all the time on WGN. He's watching the game from behind the dugout tonight. There's Scherholtz. Came off the bench late last night when 1 for 1 got picked off 3rd in the 8th. And getting a rare start against a lefty tonight. De La Rosa will check on Lake. We are in the Budweiser patio tonight. Out here in straightaway right field. Mike Clay with that beautiful shot right next to us.
Maybe we'll get a home run ball.
Maybe Scherholtz will deliver. Come on, Nate.
Hit it here, Mr. Scherholtz. De La Rosa's given up one home run to left-handed batters this year. Not saying it's not possible, just not likely.
Can it play? They're going to only get one. Culberson to LeMahieu. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Start your weekends early with How I Met Your Mother on WGN America. These friends write the playbook when it comes to love, laughs, and pickup lines. How I Met Your Mother. Thursdays and Fridays at 8 on WGN America.
Great to have you with us tonight from the Budweiser patio out here in right field. Game 2 of this 4-game set. It's turned into a nice night. We got a few drops of rain in the first inning, but all in all, very comfortable here at Wrigley Field.
You ever catch a home run ball at a ballpark?
I have not, no. You caught a foul ball at Fenway Park a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we got a foul ball or two in Montreal when I was a kid. Never a home run.
One strike on the pitcher. Scherholtz at first, short lead. And the bunt back to De La Rosa. Mayhew covering. It'll go 1-4 on the sacrifice. Rumors starting to fly.
What do you got?
Let's see. You've got
a lot of John Lester.
Yeah, the Marlins reportedly interested in John Lester. Seven teams in all, according to Jim Bowden, works for ESPN and MLB Network Radio. Lester due to become a free agent after the season. I referenced David Price earlier. What is his fate?
Yeah, the Tampa situation is really interesting because obviously they could get quite a haul for David Price. But they've been playing such good baseball lately. Joe Madden quoted a few days back about his feelings that they had one of the best teams in the American League, and he thought they were capable of, you know, getting to the postseason and doing some damage. Tough trigger to pull, wouldn't it, if you're the Rays, to make that deal as well as they've played lately? What are they, 4.5 out of the wild card?
Yeah, they've been playing by far their best baseball of the year here as of late.
But if you don't win the division, you go into that wild card game. It's a one-game play-in. So, you know, how much are you willing to lay on the line? What package of prospects are you willing to pass on and then possibly end up, even if you do make it, then lose a one-game playoff?
Well, the Jays have the second wild card spot. Seattle, the Yankees, Kansas City, Cleveland all ahead of Tampa Bay. So 4.5 and then several teams. we will still see the Rays and the Orioles here at Wrigley Field, and we'll go to Toronto in September.
It's interesting because the Orioles, for a first-place club, it seems to me there's less chatter about the Orioles than any team in that division.
I totally agree.
They've been sitting there in first place for a while now.
The 1-2. Bounced foul to third.
Got a lefty ground ball pitcher on the mound. Typically that means a lot of work for the left side of the infield, and Tulowitzki's healthy, and he and Arenado, it's about as good as it gets.
A 104 pitches combined. We're in the second inning.
Is that the second inning already? Oh my goodness. This game is flying by.
64 pitches for Jackson. Now 41 for De La Rosa.
Well, yeah, the Cubs may be a couple arms short in the bullpen this evening. The Rockies bullpen has really struggled.
Runner at second, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Bonifacio fights it off. He's been a lot better right-handed than left-handed this year. OPS in the 900s from the right side, under 600 left-handed.
Yeah, I guarantee you the Cubs are getting some calls on Bonifacio. His versatility, the switch hitter, can play so many different places on the field, and he's the kind of piece clubs in contention are looking for this time of year.
Ground ball, backhanded play. LeMahieu double clutches late. Bonifacio's safe, and the inning continues.
Not sure what happened. We'll get a look at LeMahieu, who picks the ball on the backhand side, and as he goes in to get it, not able to turn it loose. Didn't have the grip, I'm guessing. And it didn't look to be a bobble. Morneau was there, but the reset cost them a big chance for the Cubs.
So an error on LeMahieu. And it's Alcantara. Well, last night, Johan Flande and Tsuyoshi Wada were both really good. Got a couple of veterans tonight who have struggled. They just can't seem to put people away. Jackson and De La Rosa in the first couple of innings.
Yeah, and whereas Edwin has been struggling, De La Rosa coming into the start had been on quite a roll.
Ball and a strike on Arismendi Alcantara. First and third, 2 outs. Changeup off the plate outside. They now have taken away the error by LeMahieu and given Bonifacio a single.
I agree with the original call.
Me too.
I hit him in the foot. That didn't feel good.
Well, Alcantara gets hit to load the bases.
Well, unfortunately for the Cubs, it's probably a run if he doesn't. If he gets out of the way, manages to jump over this ball or avoid it somehow. I doubt that Rosario's going to contain it. Sherrill's probably would have scored. One more base runner, nothing wrong with that. And a big chance for Rizzo. Yeah, you know, there was no fielding error by LeMahieu. He didn't throw the ball away. But for me, when you watch that play, the fact that he reset, to me, that's an error. You know, if you go by the guidelines, it's a play that should have been made. We should have brought a banner tonight. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Rizzo with the bases loaded now. Way inside on a fastball up to 93 miles an hour.
Rizzo covers the plate so well. You have to push back. He's got a lot of base hits lately on breaking balls away from him that are good pitches, but he's been able to reach out and hook them, hit them pretty hard.
His home run totals keep going up. He hit 4 in April. He hit 6 in May, 7 in June, 8 in July.
Yeah, he should get some Player of the Month votes. Looking at those numbers today, Jason Worth has had a huge month.
Bounced foul. He was so fortunate he hit that ball foul on a 2-0 cut. Went to do a lot more than that with it. Three on, 2 down, a 2-1 offering. Now it's 3-1.
Yeah, and that's the dilemma for the pitcher. If you're trying to pitch away from Rizzo, you have to go well off the plate. And unless he's chasing, you're just going to work your way into hitters' counts. And for the most part, he hasn't been chasing. He really has created a very difficult problem for pitchers here in the National League.
Castro on deck. Big pitch here. Early in the ball game, De La Rosa kind of hanging on. Three and 2.
Batting average with runners on, not as good as when there's nobody on, but I'm guessing there's a lot of walks. One guy that opposing pitchers, identify that they're going to be very cautious with if they've got a base open. That's not the case here.
Everybody will go with this 3-2. De La Rosa has a sign from Rosario. They're on the move, and a bouncer to LeMahieu. This will end the threat. Missed chance for the Cubs. They leave them loaded. They've stranded 5 through 2, in fact.
Baseball in America means baseball on WGN America. Sox, Tigers, Thursday 1 East on WGN America.
At Kia's once-a-year Sign It and Drive It sales event, a simple signature can put you behind the wheel of a sporty new 2015 Optima LX. It's 0 down and 0 due at signing for qualified lessees. But it's only available at your local Kia dealer, and it won't last long.
Introducing a delicious new way to get the snacks you love. America's Favorites presents Ready-to-Go Snacks. Relax with mouth-watering Munchies cheddar cheese crackers filled with peanut butter. Maybe you want something sweet. Treat yourself to the fresh from the oven taste of Grandma's Red Velvet Cookies, frosted with rich, creamy icing. Snack on what you want, when you want, with new ready-to-go snacks. Packed just for you. Look for the blue arrow in the cookie cracker aisle.
The best part of coming together is how delicious it can be. Hershey's S'mores, the unmistakable taste that reminds us that life is delicious.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Cup fans, if you want to manage the game along with Rick Renteria, log on to WGNTV.com. Right now, click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner and connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by the Great Escape Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Three to 1. The Rockies have the lead. It has been an interesting start to this ball game, to say the least.
You see Phil Cuzzy back there clapping. He's trying to get the boys going. Let's go, fellas. Let's move this game along.
117 pitches combined. 64 for Jackson, now number 65. 53 for De La Rosa in the first 2 innings. Which gives you the impression it's going to be a bullpen night, which is not ideal for the Cubs, certainly. Slider strike.
And he got on top of that slider a little bit more, kind of a hybrid between his slider and his curveball, slurvy breaking ball. Maybe a little easier to control that one when he's trying to throw one in the zone, and that power slider down and into the left-handed hitters went ahead. You talked about earlier, and I agree that, you know, there are certain games where you think, gee, you probably should pitch in a little bit more, but I think it's just overall command, and, you know, fastball command so important. It's the ability to, you know, to make that pitch down and away to either a right or a left-handed hitter. Command the fastball at the knees with little action, and, you know, that's kind of square one for a pitcher.
When Gonzalez is going, and we've seen it a lot against the Cubs. He's one of those 5-tool guys. Had some injury problems just over a month, and a tumor removed from his left index finger. He was out of the lineup on Saturday, twisted his ankle. Play all 3 outfield spots at a very high level, as we mentioned. He's got ridiculous power. 2-2 from Jackson. Bounces out in front of the plate.
He's one of those guys, when you go to the ballpark, if you're a fan, you keep your eye on him. You know, I've seen a lot of games where he'll hit one out of the ballpark, a couple more in the gaps. He'll make a circus catch in the outfield, throw somebody out on the bases.
Those are subpar numbers for him, no doubt. As he sends one in the air down the left field line in the bullpen. Castro makes a nice catch.
No second chance for Cargo because of the effort here of Castro. Great concentration for out number 1. Well, rearrange the furniture. We got company.
Gary Pressey was all over it. Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab you. As that catch was being made. Lester Strode, the bullpen coach, along with Franklin Font.
I always love, we get that shot routinely of the bullpen, the guys scrambling for cover, curling up in the fetal position, and then the fans, the 8-year-old kids, are leaning out trying to catch the ball.
The 0-1 chopper to Rizzo. He'll flip to Jackson.
Tomorrow night, the Cubs take on the Rockies. First pitch at 7:05. First 10,000 fans here at the ballpark will receive a Cubs Benjamin Moore T-shirt. Tickets are still available. Visit Cubs.com to purchase yours. We got tomorrow night. Travis Wood.
Yeah, I think Brett Anderson.
Yep.
And Travis Wood.
Mm-hmm. That's the one right there. That's the one I'm talking about. Dario disagreed, but that's a good pitch. When he's back there catching, he'll want it. Got that beard working like that little magnetic guy. With the, you take the little pencil and you draw the lead shavings. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's a little kind of a cardboardy plastic thing, and it had a magnetic pencil and all these filings in it. They're a little stylish almost, and you dragged them around to make the beard on the guy.
Wow, that sounds cool. It will drop for a base hit.
Yeah, the Rockies going to have an interesting decision to make on Rosario, just going forward, because I mentioned earlier that he has some deficiencies behind the plate, but he can flat out rake. I just don't know if you can afford to carry him as your primary catcher when you got so many pitching problems to begin with.
There's Culberson.
I know you'd want to have his bat in the lineup.
Yeah. Somebody's got to catch it, and nobody did. Win, not a problem.
No, I think you got a case where two players kind of had an eye on each other and then lost track of the ball.
I got it, you take it.
Nobody, you know, both guys couldn't find it. Nobody took charge. Yeah, I think Anthony thinks Wellington's going to settle under, but Wellington has no idea where it is.
George Odorizzi just tweeted us. A Wally Willie?
Wooly Willie.
Or Wooly, sorry. Wooly Willie.
That's the guy.
Magnetic personality. Change his character with the wand.
Yeah.
I have never heard of it. And apparently I should have. We're getting a lot of tweets about it. Swing and a miss on the slider.
Funny, we're so used to doing games from behind home plate. When that ball was popped up, I kind of reached like it's going to come in our direction.
1-2. Another one in front of the plate. It'll be a wild pitch.
Castillo doing everything he can to keep that ball in front. The wild pitch allows Rosario to move into scoring position. Look at Nate out there cranking up that right arm, ready to make a throw.
By the way, no error on that play, just a no play. That's where the team errors should come into play. That's the at least fourth pitch I could think of that Jackson has bounced way out in front of home plate tonight.
Yeah, I think just when you're struggling the way he is, there has to be a crisis of confidence. He never says that, and to his credit, you shouldn't. You don't want to go public like, oh man, I'm just adrift out there. I'm not sure what to try. But when a lot of bad things have happened to you, sometimes the brain gets in the way of the body. You're trying to throw this pitch, but your brain says, well, last time I did that, I got whacked into the alley.
Swing and a miss on the slider in the dirt. And the inning comes to an end. Still 3-1 Rockies.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is Flex Shot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. Flex Shot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof. And it's mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths. Flex Shot is a super strong adhesive that lasts up to 30 years. Water gushes out of this huge hole. But after it's sealed with Flex Shot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. You can get Flex Shot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of Flex Shot and send you a free handy can of Flex Seal. The easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-496-9072 or go to flexshottvoffer.com. That's 1-800-496-9072.
Hi there. I'm Flo. I know. I'm going to get you to your rental car.
This is so ridiculous.
We're going to manage your entire repair process from paperwork to pickup. Okay, little tiny baby? Your car's ready and your repairs are guaranteed for as long as you own it.
The Progressive Service Center, a real place where we really manage your claim from start to finish. Really.
Easy as easy can be. Bye.
There's an art to bake the perfect pita, and at Stacy's, there are no shortcuts. Batches are freshly prepared, rested overnight, and then baked again. That's the Stacy's way, and we're not messing with it.
Make weeknights a hit. America's funniest home videos, weeknights at 6.
Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Colin Cowherd here to sing the stretch this evening.
The manager having a chat with Anthony Rizzo, I would assume, about the foul pop-up. And talking to Ricky here, his first few months of his managerial career, JD, he makes notes of things that happen. He really likes to address them immediately if possible.
Yeah, I think there are probably some things where he think, this will be better off dealing with tomorrow or after the ball game, but there are other things that, hey, let's go ahead and talk about it right now while it's fresh in the player's mind. Always thinking, always talking baseball, talking about situations.
One-0 pitch, 2-0 on Starlin Castro. Over the top of a changeup.
De La Rosa has shown no indication of giving in tonight on these hitters counts. He's very confident in his off-speed stuff.
We've alluded to this before. The changeup is by far my favorite pitch. I don't know how you feel about it.
I'm rather fond of it.
Yeah. Just the idea of slowing down a pitch to upset a batter's timing. The other part of it is there are so many different variations of it. As you mentioned, his has Sometimes that cutting action where it looks like a breaking ball. Sometimes the bottom just kind of falls out. It's a fastball.
There goes Arenado again.
Yeah, and that short hop pick, Arenado's done that a couple of times in this series.
Well, he's always on the move. Ball hit on the ground. A lot of infield coaches will tell you if that ball hits the dirt in front of home plate, you should be moving forward. And watch him go. And the glove stays low throughout. Charging, glove out in front of his body. Nice play. Another change up there, something off speed. Yeah, you know, and we get bogged down in semantics sometimes in baseball. You know, split finger pitch, fork ball, screw ball, change up, palm ball. They're basically all off speed pitches meant to upset the timing of the hitter.
Luciano went after that pitch, according to Will Little down at first. There it is, swing and a miss on the changeup. The Cubs and MasterCard have partnered to offer a limited number of MasterCard Century seats. For every game during the 2014 regular season, fans can use their MasterCard to purchase Upper Deck box tickets for $19.14. For more info or to make your purchase, go to Cubs.com/Century Seats. You're keeping score, right?
Yeah,
What did Rizzo do to end the second?
Grounded as a second base. LeMahieu.
Mark it in. Thank you.
Want some peanuts?
I will during the break. Thank you.
You can throw the shells right on the floor.
Who did we have on the other day?
Mud was talking about that. Mark Grant.
Yeah, just his dad told him just.
Yeah, first time. It was one of the things he loved when he first big league ball game he came to. His dad brought him here to Wrigley Field, and they had some peanuts, and he didn't know what to do with the shell. And the dad said, "Throw them on the ground." Wow, really? All really hammered by Castillo, and this guy gets a bare hand on it. Should have brought his glove.
Change up outside. 3 balls and a strike.
You guys having some peanuts? He's very deliberate. There you go.
The 3-2. Change up. Strike 3 called to end the inning. First 1, 2, 3 of the night.
Say goodbye to the same old thing and say hello to a breakthrough in break time. Introducing the new Bacon Clubhouse. Loosen the tie, punch the clock, and grab 100% beef or premium chicken on an artisan roll with Applewood smoked bacon and Big Mac special sauce. It's the best thing to happen to lunch since lunch.
So we're all set? Yep. With Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm.
What's Grandpa doing?
Oh, hi.
Grandpa, you don't want to be an intern forever. Sorry, Dad. We have to get back to work. We have a deadline. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
She inspires you. No question about that. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Let's take a look at the Cubs' forward upcoming schedule. Tomorrow night at 7. Again, Thursday, that's the day game at 1 o'clock. Then off on the road we go. And Friday here on WGN at 9 Central Time. Cubs, Dodgers at 3 in L.A. Monday's an off day. And then the Rockies in Denver.
That'll be Loopy JD, West Coast. Go past your bedtime. You'll stay up late.
Yep, a little punchy.
In the corner, foul.
It's really exciting when the ball comes your way out here. Oh, man. Come on, kid. Now it's a scrum.
Here's the 0-2 on the former Cub. Come on, Nate. Nice. What's going on in the booth? Very little. Our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Man. I think we're okay on the umbrellas, right?
Having a yard sale.
Towel.
Want to police our area a little bit here. Paula's eating peanuts.
There you go, Paula. Clean this up a little bit. What a mess. Swing and a miss by De La Rosa.
Strikeout victim first time up, but he can swing it a little bit. Hitting 194. That's better than most pitchers.
Angels and Orioles. Good matchup in Baltimore, tied at 3. Check that, tied at 6. That was an old update. Top of the 8th now. Camden Yards. Castro, lots of time. 2 away. So let's see. Edwin the last 2 innings getting the first 2. And then struggling to get that third out in an efficient manner. Phillies lead at New York 6-0 over the Mets as they go to the bottom of the 9th. Rollins, Utley, and Sizemore have homered for the Phillies. Grady, Sizemore. The All-Star Blackman takes a cutter for a strike. Marlins trying to get back to 500, leading the Nationals in Miami 1-0 in the 8th inning. Big swing and a miss on a curve.
Very well executed pitches to start the at bat. See if we can finish him off here with a nice quick inning. The fact that he did not in the previous 2 innings didn't cost him on the scoreboard, but it forced him to throw more pitches than he wanted to, and having thrown so many early. I mean, an earlier call to the bullpen than Ricky Renteria wanted to make. Probably. Who knows how it will go from here. He's at 93 pitches already.
Deep breath by Jackson, and a 2-2 is hit foul. He broke his bat as that ball squirts away from Bonifacio, and should be an infield hit. It is for Blackman.
That's just bad luck there for Jackson. Made a pitch, broke the guy's bat, and turns into an infield hit. But he will not get that 1-2-3 inning he was hoping for.
All the runs coming in the first inning. It is sounding like Darwin Barney will join the Dodgers tomorrow. I've sent him there for a player to be named later. Runner goes, and he is safe. Blackman just got in at second ahead of the tag. That's number 20 on the year for him.
20 out of 25 now for Blackman. Castillo had a good pitch. Made a good strong throw, but Blackman able to beat it. And this is as good as a pitch out, that fastball outer third like that. The throw was good, strong, accurate, but a little tardy.
Looks like Castillo and Bonifacio went out just to give the dugout some time to look, see if they might want to challenge that call at second.
Well, here comes Renteria.
Looks like he is going to.
Let's take a look. I'm going to go on the record as saying I can't tell.
The guess would be out. Again, is it definitive? Yeah,
they're going to take a look.
See, that front foot is in the dirt, so the question is, with all that dirt there, where's his foot? Is it on the bag there, or is there dirt in between?
Right. Is there enough there for the review replay umpire to overturn the call on the field?
He kind of slowed himself down by digging that heel into the dirt.
Wellington, his caught stealing numbers are still below league average, but they've been improving of late. And he is a good throwing catcher. The pitchers haven't given him much of a chance this year.
One more look from center field. See, he looks out, but can you tell when the glove gets the leg? I think they're going to have a tough time overturning. What you got? What do you think the call's going to be?
I'm going to go with can't overrule. Call stands. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to say that it's confirmed, definitely safe, but I think they ruled safe because they couldn't confirm or rule otherwise.
So it is a 20th steal for Blackman after a 2-minute 6-second replay. One strike to Dickerson.
Dickerson has power. He's hit 13 home runs this year. It's an extreme challenge to catch Edwin Jackson. There are a lot of balls in the dirt. One more time on a split screen. See if you can tell at home.
Nothing really definitive there. And again, just, you know, if you're 53-47, he's out, that's probably not enough confidence to overturn it. The bleachers tonight here in right field. Budweiser patio. Breeze is kicked up just a little bit. We're blowing out than in. Fouled off of third to the seats. It's over in Cincinnati, 3-0. The Reds shut out the Diamondbacks. Leak over Cahill. Chapman at his 23rd save. Phillies beat the Mets 6-0. Cole Hamels beat Dylan G.
Would the Phillies consider parting with Cole Hamels? They got a lot of guys people would have interest in. Everything I'm hearing is that they have no interest in moving Rollins or Utley. Tough guys to move. They got no trade clauses. They got big contracts. Been some noise about A.J. Burnett possibly going back to the Pirates.
There's our friend Dorothy keeping score.
Dickerson, a career .321 hitter in the minor leagues, hit .371 at Colorado Springs last year with a PCL best .632 slugging percentage.
Helmet came flying off on that up and in pitch. So this pattern continues for Edwin Jackson. It's the first two guys in the inning, and then the next two reach.
See a look of exasperation on the face of pitching coach Chris Bosio. You know, the base hit by Blackman, that was just bad luck for Edwin. Broken bat infield single, but wasn't able to make the pitch there on Dickerson, and the inning continues.
And he is over 100 pitches in the fourth inning. Don't see that a lot. Pretty decent chance we're going to see Carlos Villanueva tonight. He can eat up multiple innings.
Yeah, we might see him for 3.
Popped him up. Alcantara will make the grab from second base. Rockies strand a couple and lead 3-1.
It's time for the last stop.
Say your mind in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Miles doesn't need to wander into the wild for the hunt. And even though this isn't real hunting, Callie knows Miles craves meat, which is why she only feeds him Iams. Iams has 2 times the meat as other leading brands to help give Miles the strong body he needs to keep up with his daily appetite for the hunt. Iams, keep love strong with 2 times the meat. Love the Iams difference or your money back.
At Kia's once-a-year Sign It and Drive It sales event, a simple signature can put you behind the wheel of a new Kia. With 0 down and 0 due at signing, you could drive off in a sporty 2015 Optima or a spacious 2015 Sorento. Both are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And KBB.com just named Kia as 2014's best value brand. Get ready for the driving experience of the summer. Sign and drive an Optima LX or Sorento LX for 0 down and 0 due at lease signing for qualified lessees. See your local Kia dealer before this offer ends.
You know, I'd love to party with you boys. Courageous, but insane. How hard can it be to kill 10 men?
These guys are nuts.
The Expendables 3, rated PG-13.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Cubs welcome to Captain Adolphson. The Cubs and Bank of America thank you for your service, sacrifice, and dedication.
Great to see Captain Mark Adolphson Jr., who has served in the United States Marines for 20 years. Military recognition. Junior Lake leading off the Cubs' 4th.
Changeup has become the go-to pitch for De La Rosa here tonight. Throw it in any count, whether he's behind or ahead, and got a lot of swings and misses with it. He got Castillo looking 10 the last inning with one about belt high. Got him.
Yep, just got clipped on the sleeve. Second hit batter for De La Rosa. And Villanueva's up in the bullpen. Jackson probably done after really laboring through his 4 innings on 105 pitches. This spot now is on deck with Sherholtz coming up.
De La Rosa has shown a willingness to throw that fastball up and in on the right-handed hitters. Helps to set up that changeup. This time a little too close, and Lake gets a base.
Jackson is on deck. Doesn't mean he's going to stay into pitch. We'll see here. This could be 2. It's 1, and that's it. Fielder's choice for Nate. And Jackson will not take the at bat. It'll be Travis Wood instead.
Well, all the position players available tonight on the bench are left-handed hitters. Travis Wood certainly more than capable of handling that bat. Gets the call here early for Jackson.
Travis not messing around. He's going to take some cuts. Oh
my goodness.
What do we have here? Some pasta salad. We got some sort of wrap.
We got dogs. We got dogs with tomatoes on them. We got cookies.
Got some room here somewhere.
Paulo, you just hold the tray and we'll eat off of it.
Okay, we can get rid of that. No.
There we go. We're good to go. We're good for the night. Now you can play 13 innings. We're good. If this game goes 13 innings, we're going to be here till 4 in the morning.
That's it. That's pretty much everything they offer out here. It's pretty good.